when you see it starting to open up, the flowers start to bloom, you want to have 3-4 per bush, then you know it's time that the smell, the perfume is at its peak.
Mary Rumble and her husband DeVere own Hoppenhagen Farm, where lavender grows plentiful. 9 species of lavender to be precise, and having these plants growing in upstate New York is impressive.
When I first said I was going to grow lavender, I was told I was crazy, that it'll never live in Zone 4. So that made me even more determined to do some more investigative work, and we have done a lot as far as things to help keep it viable through the winter.
Rumble certainly has kept it viable, and her cozy farm produces lavender plants. For the record, this is her 3rd act. She started her career in the dairy industry. Then she became a teacher, and now she and her family maintain rows and rows of this aromatic evergreen shrub that's part of the mint family. But Hoppenhagen Farm didn't start out with lavender in mind.
These hops are perennials. So every year we start out with them right there on the ground. So hops was the big craze, and grapes. So we decided we would grow hops. So we started growing them in 2014, and then in 2015 we retired, and our whole idea of growing hops is to keep us busy and active. So after I started growing the hops, and it's like I read different things, and they said that, lavender goes well with hops. And so I did some research. We visited lavender farms. I did an online course on lavender, and found a greenhouse in Pennsylvania that said that they had lavender hardy enough to grow in our Zone 4. And so that's how we started. We got some plants and we planted them that first year in 2016, and we've just grown from there.
The farm contains approximately 2 acres of growth, which is used to make lavender products to sell in the farm store.
There are many ways that you can use lavender in products. You have what's called culinary lavender, which is edible lavender, which is dried in a 20C kitchen. And you can use it to make spices, which I also have in the store. You can use it for baking, steeping for tea, and all sorts of edible things. And also you can use lavender in other things such as salve, making soap. Lavender is one of the most popular herbs to use because it's so diverse with its all the different things that you can use it for.
Like candles and lotions. The Rumbles partner with local businesses to make unique products like lavender chocolate and lavender wine. But her biggest flex is her Lavender Festival, which draws at least 3,000 people in early July.
They grow throughout the summer. We are just getting ready to harvest. That's why we have our Lavender Festival on July 9th. We have it on July 9th because the plants deem that's when they're ready to harvest. And there's a special way that we tell if they're ready to harvest based on blooms. And if we're going to harvest for bundles, we want them to have more buds. We don't want a lot of the blooms, because once you dry the lavender, the blooms will turn brown and fall off. So you want to keep it in the bud stage. If we are growing it to use in our distiller, we let it go longer so we get more flowers. And that means we'll get more perfume when we actually do the steam distilling process.
But wait, there's more. From trimming them in the fall to prepping them so they survive the winter.
And then we cover everything. We cover all our plants with a frost blanket and then tack it down. We do that when the weather is consistently in the 30s. So sometimes it's in November, and sometimes we've actually done it in December. And then they're covered for the winter, and we just hope that we have a winter where there's a lot of snow and not an up and down temperature like we did last year. That is not good for lavender.
What is good for the lavender is the love and appreciation that goes into creating this ancient herb. And it's all available at a little farm in the little village of Copenhagen. For WPBS Weekly, I'm Jolene DeRosier.